Welcome back, everyone. Today we're going to talk about Genesis 3, verse 18. And thorns and thistles shall it bring forth for you, and you shall eat the herb of the field. This verse continues the divine decree upon Adam following the fall. It expands the curse of the ground by introducing thorns and thistles, symbols of resistance, frustration, and spiritual distortion in both Zoharic and Midrashic traditions. Where Genesis 3 verse 17 declared the curse in general, this verse reveals its specific manifestations, both agriculturally and metaphysically. The first phrase we have, thorns and thistles shall it bring forth for you. Obstacles in creation. The Zohar interprets thorns and thistles as spiritual blockages. They represent the forces of the other side that now interfere with the flow of divine light into the physical world. Where light once flowed directly, now the earth births barriers, external shells, and biting husks. These thorns emerge not as punishments, but as spiritual consequences of Adam's fall, when higher consciousness, Da'at, descended into the egoic realm. Creation became invested with obstruction. The once cooperative earth now gives rise to klipot, the spiritual husks that conceal holiness. The Midrash Bereshit Rabbah teaches that thorns and thistles symbolize an inversion of purpose. What once grew wheat now grows weeds. What once gave sweetness now stings. The sages explain that even trees that once bore fruit would now yield thorns, expressing how man's sin corrupted nature's original harmony. The phrase, for you, the personalization of exile. The verse emphasizes, for you. The land does not bring forth these weeds inherently, but because of Adam's consciousness. The thorns arise from man's inner distortion. His misalignment causes the ground to reflect that disorder externally. The world mirrors the soul. What you sow above, the earth gives birth to below. This teaches that man's inner state affects nature itself. When one acts with spiritual clarity, even difficult terrain yields fruit. But when one lives in confusion, the earth gives confusion back, dardarim, which is thistles, which have no clear purpose or fruit. The Midrash adds that these thorns represent life's unexpected hardships, financial loss, illness, strife, which now become woven into the human experience. Adam's ease of dominion has been replaced by unpredictable resistance. The next phrase we have, and you shall eat the herb of the field. Return to animal-like sustenance. In Eden, Adam was nourished by divine light, disguised as spiritual fruit. After the fall, man descends into eating the herb of the field, which the Zohar links to behemoth consciousness, the animal level of soul, nefesh behemith. He was like the supernal ones, and now he shall graze as the beasts of the field. This regression implies a spiritual descent in human identity. Instead of eating with awareness and divine intention, man must now struggle for sustenance on a level shared with animals, facing competition, toil and unpredictability. The Midrash shockingly states that man was originally to eat the same as angels, radiant, effortless sustenance, but now he is reduced to herbs like cattle. Some sages even interpret this to mean man would now eat grass as punishment for his failure to distinguish what should be consumed, such as the fruit of the tree of life versus the fruit of knowledge mixed with death. The spiritual meaning behind this verse: fragmentation of purpose and effort. Both the Zohar and the Midrash agree that this verse signifies the splintering of unified purpose. Before the fall, every effort was aligned with divine will. Now, effort is met with resistance. Sustenance is earned through pain. Creation no longer responds automatically to holiness. But the Midrash also sees a path of return. By refining ourselves spiritually, we can sweeten the thorns, and through Torah and mitzvot, transform the weeds into wheat again. To summarize, Genesis 3 verse 18 continues the consequence of Adam's fall, but now details the visible and experiential effects of spiritual exile. Thorns and thistles shall it bring forth for you. The Zohar sees these as klipot, barriers and husks that now grow in place of pure fruits. The Midrash teaches that even fruit trees become thorny, reflecting how the world now resists man's dominion. The phrase "for you," the change in nature is personal. Man's soul and the earth are intertwined. His inner disarray gives rise to outer disorder. The phrase "you shall eat the herb of the field," man descends from divine nourishment to animal-level existence. He now shares his sustenance with beasts, symbolizing a loss of spiritual stature. But the sages hint at redemption. Through inner refinement, one can pierce through the thorns, extract the sparks, and return to a world where the earth again cooperates with the soul. The exile is bitter, but it is not forever. That's it for today. Thank you very much for your donation. Be blessed, everyone, and I will see you on the next episode.